Welcome back. This is AP Environmental Science Chapter 5. And in this video we're going to briefly talk about the fossil record, and then we'll talk about mass extinctions. The fossil record is very important in our study in this chapter and in this course because it describes biodiversity in the past. And we could literally spend a full we can spend our lifetimes looking at fossils and describing fossils. Scientists do, in fact. But we have a limited amount of time in this course, and so we're going to only briefly talk about the fossil record. The amounts of fossils that we've discovered are just enormous. It's hard to describe to you the amounts of fossils that we've found. And fossils are very difficult to make. So a fossil is the remains of an organism that have been preserved in rock. And so if an organism dies, and then it can be preserved in rock. But this is something that happens not too often, and it needs the right conditions in order for this to happen. So it's actually surprising how thorough our fossil record is, how many organisms we do have fossilized record of. And so the fossil record shows us what has happened on in Earth's history, and also shows us the biodiversity in the past, and it shows us mass extinctions in the past. It also shows us how things evolved in the past. And so we have a remarkable fossil record of transitional fossils, so the evolution of a species through time. And we could literally spend hours describing transitional fossils and showing you pictures of transitional fossils and such. But for this particular chapter in this course, the fossil record is important to describe biodiversity in the past, so that now we can look forward and make predictions in the future. And so if we look at this graph right here, according to the fossil record, we have 5 global mass extinctions. 5 global mass extinctions. A mass extinction is when large numbers of species go extinct over a relatively short period of time. And so this graph that we see here has a number of genera on the y-axis and time in millions of years on the x-axis. And you can see that currently, right here, present day, we have more genera than we've ever had before. Biodiversity is high currently, right? And as things evolved from the beginning of Earth's history till now, we've had different periods of mass extinctions for a number of different reasons. That may be a volcano, maybe an asteroid hit, like in the case of the extinction of the dinosaurs. And so each arrow here indicates a mass extinction that occurs on Earth, and we have evidence of this in the fossil record. And so you have an increase of biodiversity through evolution, and then because of some catastrophic event in a short period of time, you have a very sharp decrease in biodiversity. But it's important to note that after a mass extinction, what you have is a lot of niches are now available for species to fill. And so what happens is evolution progresses quickly and biodiversity increases. And then you have another mass extinction, and then increase of biodiversity, a mass extinction, right? Increase of biodiversity, mass extinction, increase of biodiversity, and then again, one of the largest mass extinctions here and here, actually. And then another drastic increase of biodiversity. So it's important to note that that's what has happened over the Earth's history, this idea of speciation or evolution of species, and then an extinction event, evolution of species, extinction event, evolution of species, extinction event, etc. And so these mass extinctions are important to take a look at because this sort of describes how the entire biosphere was long ago. And these extinction events can tell us something about biodiversity here on Earth today. And so far in the fossil record, we see 5 global mass extinctions, but we believe, or scientists believe, that we are currently in a 6th mass extinction. But this is due to humans. So humans have created this mass extinction, not an asteroid, not a volcano, but humans, due to habitat loss, over harvesting, those things we discussed in class. And it's estimated that we have approximately 100 species going extinct per day. And it's also, I'm going to erase some of this actually, so in this 6th mass extinction, it's also believed that by the year 2050, approximately 2%, that's a lowball estimate, to 25% of all species on Earth will have gone extinct. This is very important for us to take note of in environmental science, and then it's important that we take note of the Earth's history to find clues in order to make useful predictions in science for the future. And so mass extinctions and evolution in the fossil record are important as we describe biodiversity currently and in the past.